Yo, it's good, everybody. We got another beers with Barton. I'm being a little quiet because it's pretty late um, on Halloween night because it's Friday, October 31st, 2025. So, yes, it is Halloween. Halloween fell on a Friday, and typically Michaela has JV games on Thursday and then varsity Friday. For whatever reason, this week they did JV on Wednesday, which was a nightmare because it was pouring down rain and freezing cold, and it was an away game, so that was great. And then home game for varsity senior night Thursday. So Michaela wanted to go to this house party that one of her cheerleader friends was hosting with another friend in their neighborhood, like right down the street from us. So she asked us, told us these details. We were a little unsure about it. She's never, done like a house party before, but, tried to talk to some parents and, find out who else was going, and was kind of like, hey, at some point, she's in high school, she's going to want to do this type of stuff. We've always had talks with her about making good decisions and not taking stuff from people and not, making good decisions, all that type of stuff you tell your kids. But man, it was going to be really hard to, let her go, but whatever. So we agreed that she could go. We had all the ground rules, and she had some friends. After school, she had to stay today and do a setup for at their school for a cheer competition tomorrow. But she had some friends come over here. They snacked. We got them some snacks and food and stuff, and they all got ready together. Halloween costumes, like Michaela was the Joker, one of her friends was Batman, someone else was a deer, and then someone else was a character from another show that maybe I'm not familiar with. But anyway, so they had fun together, getting ready and, eating together and having snacks and all that stuff. So it was fine. So about 8 o'clock, we're going to get ready to take them. Another parent was going to pick Michaela and two of the friends up, bring them back here. And then the parents were going to come, the other parent was going to come get the other girl around 11, maybe 11:30, because the party went to midnight. Anyway, so girls are getting ready. It's like 8:15. One of the girls comes downstairs and was like, I don't think I can go to the party. My older brother dropped off my other brother, and it sounds like it's crazy. That's packed. There's probably stuff going on that shouldn't. So girls are kind of disappointed, but going back and forth, trying to convince, the dad to let her go. So I said, hey, we can drive by the house. If your dad says no, it's no. You guys got to figure something else out. But, we'll take a look and see what it looks like. If it's crazy, obviously we're not letting you out of the car, but let's just go. That's what the girls want to do. So we drive by the house, and it is crazy. There's so many people there. There's people outside because it's so full inside. Cars everywhere, and it was just like, this is insane, right? Like, these girls are too young for this. Too much going on here. So obviously don't let them go. Come back to the house. We got them cookies and brownies so they could bake, which they ended up not doing. They just ended up like eating candy and giggling. They actually walked around the neighborhood a little bit, but it was so cold, and it was like, I don't know, 8:30, maybe close to 9. So it's like no one's trick-or-treating, and they didn't want to, but they hung out, had a good time. It sounds like the cops came to that house party and shut it down. May have been some damage to like the front door or something. Who knows? The girls were just talking. But anyways, night didn't work out how Michaela wanted it to, but really good group of friends, 4 girls, had fun. And obviously it was, it worked out for sure. But, Jess and I's reservations, about how this potentially could go, it ended up kind of how we thought. So we're kind of glad it worked itself out. And I think Michaela kind of realized, like, wow, these things do get a little bit crazy, especially with social media. And apparently kids from other schools were showing up, like, obviously a mess. We used to go to house parties when we were kids, and we didn't have social media to get out of control. So anyways, I think Michaela was a little disappointed because I think she wanted to go, obviously. Excuse me. And, wanted to go to a house party and have fun. But it didn't work out, thank goodness, because probably wasn't appropriate. Obviously wasn't appropriate for them to be at. So anyway, she did get to have her friends hang out here before and after. She wanted to have a sleepover at a friend's house. We said no, because tomorrow we have a crazy day. She has dance and cheer, and then we're going to a friend's house to celebrate some birthday. So it's an early day and long day. So that wasn't going to work out anyway. But it was just cool to see her, spend some time with these girls. One of the girls is newer to the school this year, and they're in, PE class together. But I think that girl's still trying to find herself, and, Michaela said she's pretty shy. So I'm glad that the group of girls invited her. One of the other girls, Michaela cheers with, and they become really close friends. But this other girl, didn't really have any plans, so they invited her over, and, they had fun getting ready together. So it all worked out. Not the end of the world. Jess and I definitely didn't have to be as stressed, wondering what was going on. And now we definitely know, like, what were we thinking? Why would we even try to agree to this? But, it sounded like it was going to be a hangout, not a house party. But obviously it was much bigger and different than what we even anticipated. So anyways, this is the first year Michaela's not gone trick-or-treating. So I think that phase is officially done. Trying to go to parties and hangouts is kind of the new thing. She's in high school now. It's crazy. It does happen fast. So anyways, still a good night. She had fun. She said she really enjoyed it, although it didn't, work out the way she wanted to, of course. But, she said, I definitely don't think I would have wanted to be, there with the amount of people and stuff going on anyway. So yeah, so the Halloween worked out. Again, we're in a different stage of life. There's no cute outfits, and although she did have a cute outfit tonight, she dressed up like the Joker. She had like good makeup on, and she bought a tie and brought one of my dress shirts, like the big white one. So it was cool. She had a pretty creative outfit, and it was all good. And she's home safe, which is all I care about, obviously. And she's just up in her room. I think her friend, some of her friends left about 10:30, and her other one left at about 11. So, we chatted for a few minutes, and then she's watching a movie in her room and hopefully falling asleep soon, because she has to get up at a decent hour. So probably not the Halloween she envisioned. But as a parent, I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. And she got to spend some good time with some close friends, and it all worked out. So happy Halloween to all. Hopefully everyone had a good one. Hopefully your kids are at the trick-or-treating age. You still enjoy that. Enjoy it as long as you can. It ends quick. Felt like I'd have this, forever, and it's gone quick. They don't want to trick-or-treat anymore. They want to go to parties. They want to hang out. They want to do stuff. So it happens fast. But anyways, it's cool that Halloween happened on a Friday. That was kind of cool. So happy Halloween to all. And hopefully everybody got to spend some time, with their kids or family or whatever they decided to do. And, it's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. And the Tar Heels won at football. Unfortunately, the Dodgers won. So there'll be a Game 7 of the World Series tomorrow, winner take all. And it is like the fall classic, October baseball. So I was hoping it'd end tonight, especially if the Blue Jays would have won, it would have been over. But also, I could have said the World Series is over in October. Now it'll officially be November. But that's it. Very different Halloween than we've had in years past, obviously. And lessons learned, I think, from Michaela's perspective as well. But also reminding Jessica and I how crazy this stuff gets, and you got to manage as appropriately as you can. But man, just driving by the situation, it was crazy. Right in the middle of the neighborhood. I mean, there was cars everywhere. There was kids waiting outside, because there was no more room inside. Just insanity, absolute insanity. So yeah. All right, everyone. Until next time. Hopefully talking about the Blue Jays beating the Dodgers in the World Series. And I'm not even a Blue Jays fan. They're from Canada, eh? But man, do I not like the Dodgers. Until next time, deuces. Oh, there is no deuces yet. Tells you the kind of night I've had and where I'm at. Didn't even drink my beer, man. Wowzers. I probably need to get some myself. All right, Mecktoberfest. It's like their Oktoberfest. This is technically the last night I should be drinking this because um, it's November. Tomorrow. It's actually almost officially November. Mecktoberfest, OMB. It's a good beer. It's 5.4. It's a good one. I can't believe I almost had deuces on this. This has probably been kind of a rough video, but that's okay. Just a lot of stuff on the head just this evening, kind of the way it all worked itself out. I'm obviously happy, but man. Anyways, cheers, Mecktoberfest 5.4. Happy Halloween. That is a delicious beer. Yeah. A Marzen lager. Deliciously tasty. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. We're at 11 minutes, and in my head, I was like, this is going to be a quick one. I'm just going to say, and yeah, those are usually the longest ones. So, anyways, very interesting Halloween, obviously. Very different than we've had in the past. I know this is just a new phase of life to navigate, not only for us, but for Michaela too, as she goes through, these high school years and gets closer and closer to being an adult, which is crazy to me to think about. I still see her as my sweet little baby, dressing up as every Disney princess there is, and Mickey Mouse and all these other cute things, and can't wait to trick or treat and carve pumpkins. It's definitely not the same vibe. But it's okay. Tonight was a good night. I know she had a good time, even though it didn't work out as she thought or wanted it to, but really good group of friends she got to spend time with. And I'm really happy that they included that other girl they have a class with who is new to the school this year, didn't go to their school, same school as last year, so helping her make friends, which I think is awesome. So again, happy Halloween. Now, until next time.